Winter Storm Riley is definitely a storm to remember, with huge wind gusts, significant impacts like beach erosion, lots of damage. And we've seen this not just as a New England storm, but stretching all the way down to North Carolina. Look at all of these different storm reports. Yeah, most of them are wind.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is James LaFleur with the Impossible Channel. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Guys, there's a lot going on right now. And I've been trying to upload a video for the last couple of days. You've probably noticed that. It's impossible, folks. There's so many things to cover, and there's so many things happening that when I'm finishing one of my videos, something happens. What is going on here?
What the fuck is going on here?
We have weather warnings all over the world, folks.
What is that?
Fireworks or something.
Aliens? I don't know.
What the heck
What
is
is that? You see it, right?
I'm actually, yes,
Okay.
I do see it.
Okay.
It's getting weirder by the second.
I know.
This is not me coming up with this. So what I'm gonna do before I go on and show you a couple of things that are happening, we are going to check the weather patterns, right? Let's do that together, right? Let's do that together so we can understand what is gonna happen in the upcoming days in terms of weather, So, for example, folks, if you are in a coastal area, it's smart to start thinking about it. You should stay in a coastal area. I'm not saying like run. These are the parts that are going to be affected by strong winds, probably waves, bigger waves and stuff like that. So I'm not even talking about tsunamis and all, but for instance, New York has this huge storm next to it, and I don't think this is the end of it. You know what I mean? I don't think this is the last storm that we're gonna be seeing next to New York, folks. I just think this is gonna get worse, and I'm not trying to be a fear-mongering crybaby like Siri used to call me. Siri now calls me a different name, like little crybaby, like it's different. She's getting better at it. So right now, folks, I'm gonna play the button here so we can check out what is happening in the world in terms of weather, right? I don't know if you know this, folks. A couple of weeks ago, I've warned you about strong winds from bizarre places on Earth. For example, the North Pole has been facing bizarre heat and warm temperatures, and this is completely rearranging the weather as we know. Now this is really serious, folks, because they're gonna be talking about pole shift. They're gonna be talking about Planet X. They're gonna be talking about something, right? What is causing all of these storms? What is causing this shift, right? I've told you guys before, there is a pattern, and this pattern is just gonna get worse, right? What is the pattern, James? Well, I'm gonna tell you guys. The pattern is strong winds are forming next to Antarctica and next to the North Pole. This is nothing new for those who have already been researching the topic, right? The reason this is happening is most likely HAARP and weather engineering. This is no surprise. But James, what about Planet X? Do we have another planet out there? Folks, I don't know. Because we're not talking about small storms here anymore. Okay, guys, we're talking about bizarre weather changes, and it's all over the news. By the way, there was a subscriber who left a comment on the channel saying, James, UFOs are going to show up on Monday this week. I'm sorry, last week or something like that. Friday, I don't remember. So, Monday, 4 a.m. in the morning, California time. So, Pacific time. So it did happen. Something like that did happen on some places. I've got a hold of a lot of emails coming in from all over the world from people telling me that they've seen something in the sky in that exact day.
Are those fireworks? What is that?
They look like some fireworks or something.
Aliens? I don't know.
What the heck
What
is
is that? You see it, right?
I'm actually, yes,
Okay.
I do see it.
Okay.
It's getting weirder by the second.
I know.
It's like they're sticking around.
We're gonna do some
Anybody?
digging and figure out what that is. Back in a moment.
Are we rolling on that?
What do you think that was?
So I don't know if this is a hoax, right? It's that a lot of people are trying to, prank on others, but it seems that it did happen. And this is, if this is happening, I mean, like, this is of course going to reinforce the theory that we have aliens out there or something out there, or even Project Bluebeam, right? Conspiracies and all that. I don't doubt it. But the worst scenario is, and you're looking at it right now. Just look at the weather forecast that I'm showing you right now, folks. We have hurricanes in Australia. We have a huge storm next to New Zealand. I'm sorry, folks. I just had to, I misspelled the word huge last video, and I just had to huge, sorry. And we have a huge storm next to New York still, right? First it went to London, and it just, like I told you guys, there's a pattern. It revolves around Greenland, Iceland and Greenland. Then it goes to the North Pole, and it revolves around Canada, and it goes back to New York. This is bizarre because it's getting worse. It's getting bigger, and it could go inside the United States. And it's the same storm that's battering and hitting London and the UK and Netherlands, Ireland, all these places lately. This is not good. Is it geoengineered, folks?
We're talking about. No, disasters are man-made. We're talking about. No, disasters are man-made.
Probably, I don't know if they're like doing the chemtrail all those things. I don't know if they're doing this to prevent a bigger storm, or if they're actually doing this to make it worse. But we've got hurricanes, again, let me just say, big storms in Australia, a huge storm in New Zealand, right? A hurricane in Africa, huge storm in the UK land, next to UK land, and a huge storm still next to New York. And this is going to be March the 14th, 2018. This is a weather forecast, okay, guys? Now, again, I've told you guys that there's a huge storm coming for California, right? And they're dissipating the storm. Something is still not letting the storm become bigger than it should. But there is a chance that eventually the same hurricane that's hitting Tokyo is gonna go for California. Now, there is the Ring of Fire in the Pacific that is going active.
Know about the Ring of Fire. It produces 90% of the world's earthquakes. The Ring of Fire includes about 450 volcanoes. Many of them are submarine volcanoes, meaning they're underwater, as are 75% of the world's volcanoes in total.
And lately, well, it's more active than normal. So folks, there's a lot to cover right now, and we have to keep our eyes open. Anything could happen. If you have anything to send it over to thatimpossiblechannel@gmail.com. Thank you very much for being here, guys. And subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you again.